Last runner coming to the line will be Storming the Tower. Napoleon's gone forward. Storming the Tower, $2.90 and $2 to run the favourite for the half a dozen chase. With the Rapa Event Centre, 15 jumping assignments in front of them, and they're off. And galloping now, the Rapa Event Centre steeplechase for the maiden chase is underway. Mr. Enthusiastic's landed on the lead with Big Meadsy and Storming the Tower as they approach the first of their 15 jumping assignments. Suffice to say, on the inside of Just Name the Price as they all sail over the first in good fashion. Napoleon's back second last, and Storming the Tower, he's only 3 lengths off them, but he was restrained towards the tail, so not much early speed on here. Big Meadsy the inside of Mr. Enthusiastic to the second jump. Storming the Tower's now moved back into third, but wide on the track, and they're followed by Just Name the Price, suffice to say, to the second on the journey now, and they're followed by Napoleon at the second. Or Big Meadsy just wanted to slow up at that. Up on the outside, Mr. Enthusiastic, suffice to say, jumped better than that pair. He's now up into second. Big Meadsy back to third as they're about to head out into the country, their first occasion. They're followed then by Storming the Tower. Back in the field then to Just Name the Price, and with him on the outside, Napoleon. So the first of two in the country, and Mr. Enthusiastic leads by a length over, suffice to say. There's 3 lengths Storming the Tower at that first. Mr. Enthusiastic better jump at that. Over, suffice to say, Storming the Tower, Big Meadsy, Napoleon just bowling along in 4th or 5th, and then came Just Name the Price at the second out in the country. And Mr. Enthusiastic leapt that one beautifully for Stefan Koniecznik, and will work into the centre of Rapa Racecourse here with a length advantage over, suffice to say, back over on the inside to Big Meadsy. They're followed by Napoleon. Back in the field then, Just Name the Price, and the last is now the favourite, Storming the Tower. So the first in the home straight here, and suffice to say, out wide, took it first from Mr. Enthusiastic. Napoleon's jumped his way into third, then Big Meadsy the second in the straight, suffice to say, is measuring his fences nicely here. Back in fourth now as they approach the third in the home straight and work towards the stand double. Big Meadsy the next, then Storming the Tower, and Just Name the Price. The stand double fences 8 and 9 on their journey, and suffice to say, got into the first beautifully and jumps out of the second nicely from Napoleon to his outside. Mr. Enthusiastic as they're about to get across the course proper and take the one back into the country. Further back in the field to Big Meadsy, Storming the Tower. At the next on the journey they go, and further back in the field then to Just Name the Price. So they all got over that 10th fence on the journey. Well, they're about to head to the start fence, which will be fence 11 in the Rapa Event Centre maiden steeplechase, and suffice to say, Aaron Kuru rating them along nicely from Napoleon and Sean Fannin on the outside. Then came Mr. Enthusiastic, Storming the Tower, and Nick Downs in 4th. At the start fence they go. All suffice to say, just knuckled on landing there. He's still on his feet though, back over on the inside to Just Name the Price and Lemmy Douglas, and Big Meadsy and Buddy Lammis back with those. Well, there's still only 3 lengths over them as they work through the back, and they're about to head to fence number 12 on the journey, and suffice to say, leads from Napoleon up on the outside. At the next fence they are, suffice to say, he measured that one with a lot of purpose from up on the outside then to Napoleon. Mr. Enthusiastic, there followed by Just Name the Price, has moved through to 4th in front of Storming the Tower as they head back out into the country again. And Big Meadsy to be the last. So 3 jumping assignments left to go, around 900 metres out. And suffice to say, the 6-year-old son of Sufficient leads by a length and a half over Napoleon at the third last fence, and he's measuring them beautifully, this leader. They're followed by Mr. Enthusiastic in third, then Just Name the Price, Storming the Tower, down to the second last fence. Suffice to say, again, a beautiful leap there. Back in the field then to Big Meadsy. So suffice to say, he's only got 1 left to clear here. He's got a margin of 3 lengths over Napoleon. Mr. Enthusiastic there followed Just Name the Price. Now Storming the Tower with his ability on the flat, trying to get back into the contest. They swing for home, 350 left to go. Suffice to say, Napoleon the inside, 3 lengths Mr. Enthusiastic. A race in 2, suffice to say, Napoleon at the last, suffice to say. Oh, Napoleon put in a much better jump there. Mr. Enthusiastic sold out at that. Storming the Tower to third. Napoleon and Sean Fannin though darts away with a beautiful leap at the last assignment. Got up plenty of momentum and carries it down to the line for a lovely win. Napoleon over, suffice to say. They were followed Storming the Tower. Then came Just Name the Price. Further back in the field, Big Meadsy wasn't persevered with over the last fence, and Mr. Enthusiastic up and running. St. John ambulance down there, just overseeing Stefan Karnichnik, who was dislodged off Mr. Enthusiastic at the last. Got a lovely big leap in at the last, did Napoleon, the son of Shinko King. Kevin Myers trained at Wanganui. Sean Fannin and carried that momentum down to the line. Suffice to say, would have taken plenty of benefit out of his second chase here. He measured his fences very nicely, and Storming the Tower to be the third. Just named the price to make up the first four in the Rapa Event Centre steeplechase. The maiden steeplechase, the big one, is coming your way at 21 minutes to 3 o'clock.
Lovely ride here from Sean Fannin. You could see that Suffice to Say was going great guns going into the second to last, and he was able to stalk Kuru, and it just meant that he cut the corner as well, so he saved a couple of lengths heading into the home bend, and boy, he judged that fence.